Shalom, shalom. Call halal imla Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Machak. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well within this ministry, and peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful youth, preaching this truth throughout the four corners of the globe, risking their lives and freedom to do so daily. Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Shamari Zaab from the GMS Cleveland branch, and Lord willing, this be an edifying lesson. Okay, I want to say Salakia. Uh, I've been without a phone for like a week and a half, and right now I do temporarily have a phone until I'm able to buy one, which Lord willing, you know, I'll actually do that tomorrow. But getting to the point, man, the topic of the lesson: be thankful for this truth. Be thankful for this life. All right, parentheses truth. And what actually inspired this lesson was a situation that happened at work, small situation where okay, I was going through a lot of roller coaster. It was just a lot of ups and downs for today, this morning, and it was just a lot of inconveniences happening, right? And just later on throughout the day, I had a customer, and the customer came to me. He said, the gist of what he was saying was just, whenever you get overwhelmed, just breathe, and be thankful that you can do that, that you're able to breathe, and that you're actually alive to live another day. And which, when he said that, I took it for what he said, and I took it spiritually as just being thankful that you in this truth, bro. All right, because that's the real breath, that's the real life. And we could be like 2/3 of our people, bro. We could be like the regular Joe Smo, just working a 9 to 5, trying to get through Babylon without this truth. You could be that nigga on the street begging without this truth. You could be locked up. You could be in a grave. Hey, Babylon leads you to many gates of destruction. But this truth, it's only one way to this life. And the Lord gave us and called us to this ministry, man. So with that being said, that's something to be thankful about. That's something to be grateful. Fucking niggas, bro. That's something to be thankful and grateful about. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, we in this truth, bro. We in this truth. So that means we have a chance of salvation. We know what we're supposed to be doing. We know what we can do to be saved. Ultimately, it's about if you are the elect. Yes, we know that. But the scriptures talk about giving diligence to make thy calling of election sure. So now that we're called to this ministry, we're able to actually do that. We're actually able to have a chance to make our calling of election sure by just enduring to the end and abounding in our works of labor, which is not a small thing. That's not a small thing. You being in this truth is a big deal. All right. You being in this truth is a big deal because you're working for the Lord, which is a big deal. All right. It's above us personally. It's above what we go through, and that's what helps you overcome what you go through, because ultimately that you gotta deal with what you gotta deal with for the bigger cause. Whether it's because a lot of shit, Satan try to throw monkey wrenches and a lot of stuff in your way to get you to give up. You may reach, boiling points, breaking points, okay, your last straw, so to speak, and it may cause you to want to give up. It may cause you to want to say, fuck this job, man. It may cause you to want to say, just not care about nothing. It may cause you to want to actually physically hurt somebody, or it may cause you to be in that spirit to where you just grouchy and you don't care about nothing. Whatever it is, man, okay, by you just taking the time to reflect and being thankful for this truth, knowing shit could be 10 times worse, knowing that you could be a 2/3 nigga, knowing that you could be without this truth, all of these different things, man, it keep you humble And it puts you in that mindset of, okay, I'm gonna just deal with whatever I got to deal with until Yahweh shall come back. And that's what we got to do. Me speaking to myself first and foremost, suffering wrongfully is a part of enduring to the end. Okay, a lot of shit that's just out of your hands, the Lord do it to you. It may seem unfair. It may seem like I don't deserve this, but in actuality, we if we didn't deserve it, it wouldn't happen. Whatever it is, if the Lord caused an ailment to come upon you, if the Lord caused some financial situation to where um somebody take money out your account, whatever it is, Esau taking money out your account, whatever it is, man, it's a test. Okay, it's a test to see if you're still going to endure in this truth. Is you going to make a decision based off your anger that's going to lead to you putting blame on the ministry or you putting blame on yourself? And that's what it is, man. We just got to keep our heads on and walk in the spirit, like the scripture said, Galatians, in the book of Galatians. If you walk in the spirit, then the flesh, then you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh. You know? And the more we read, study, and pray, the more we walk in the spirit when we leave the house. You know, because it's in us. The more you read, study, and pray, and be around the Akim, right, and deal with the ministry, the more you're gonna walk in the spirit. And it's just gonna happen naturally, man. All right. The closer you make your relationship with the Lord, fasting, all right, and doing what you got to do, the more you're just gonna walk in the spirit, and it's just gonna happen. Wisdom gonna meet you in every thought. So now you're making the right decisions. You're not putting yourself in tribulation. You're not causing more hell on yourself. Okay. The scriptures talk about it when you read Wisdom of Solomon, I believe 6 and 12. It talks about when you use wisdom, basically you become careless. Meaning the more you use wisdom, the less hell you put yourself through. Okay, the more you use wisdom, the easier it should be, on yourself, on your own walk. The more wisdom you use, shit not gonna be that hard. Things is not gonna be hard as far as you making it hard for yourself. And me personally, I have experience on making things hard for myself. Just, being in the flesh. But that's why I wanted to do this lesson, because when you just think about how the Lord has blessed you and led you to this truth, everything else really don't matter, man. And what I mean by that is everything else, as far as the stress that leads to these breaking points and boiling points, all of that, it pretty much it don't matter, because you know that the goal, the bigger picture, is to endure to the end. And all of this other shit is temporary. All right? Whether it's stress from your job, that shit's temporary, bro. Okay? We're not gonna have to work a job in Babylon till Yahweh shall come back. That's temporary. The economy gonna crash, system gonna crash, and won't nobody be working. That's prophecy. The grind shall cease. All right, no matter if it's family issue, whatever it is, bro, the Lord's gonna turn the tables. All right, and at the end of the day, it's all gonna come down to this truth, this doctrine that's being preached. That's what it's gonna come down to. Nothing else is gonna matter, man. Okay, the nigga who insulted you at your job and called you a nigger, the Edomite that called you a nigger at your job, he's not gonna matter, man. Okay. So it's no point in getting all mad and frustrated and putting your hands on this Edomite and putting blame on yourself and blame on the ministry just because he called you a nigger. And I'm just using this as an example, all right, because Satan tried to use different avenues to get you out your hookup, to basically separate you from the Lord and separate you from the truth, And right now he's trying brothers at an all-time high. Not an all-time high, but it's getting to that point, man, where these temptations is starting to increase and get more um intense. All right, the tribulation, the stress levels is starting to get more intense. So we just gotta keep our mind, keep our heads level, walk in the spirit, man. Okay, do things, have a hobby, and do things that complement the spirit, so that you could release that steam off, man, whatever it is. And I'm speaking off of experience, cause for me it's the gym. For me it's the gym, you know. And I'm starting to come to jujitsu more. Jujitsu class, the brothers in Cleveland have a class. I'm starting to come more, and I hope that it's turning into a lifestyle and it's just not a phase. And Lord willing, that's what it is. But that's what I'm choosing to do, man. That's the avenue I'm choosing to do to overcome Satan, to overcome my flesh, and whatever it is for you, you pray to the Lord, and like the scriptures say, you find out what's good for thy soul and you give yourself into it. The things that's bad for your soul, you refrain from it, man, so that you can stay strong in the spirit, stay strong in the truth. So, Salakia, I didn't have any precepts or scriptures to bring out. It was more rambling and just talking than anything. But Lord willing, I hope that it was still edifying and exhorting to those who can receive it and those who needed it. Shalom, shalom to the hopeful elect that preach the truth of the four corners of the globe, risking their lives, freedom to do so daily. Once again, double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone who were well within this truth. Shalom, shalom, and on to the next one.